So after my last video came out, I saw that a lot of people wanted me to do the chocolate crunch. And at first, I didn't actually want to, because I thought it would be too similar to Gondarth. Now, if you don't know who Gondarth is, he's a very good YouTuber who does a series called Gondarth's Video Memories, where he just covers videos from his childhood and wrote his view on them now compared to what they were in his childhood. And I wasn't going to do it because I thought it would be too similar to his series. But then I realised I've already done The Very Best Thomas and Friends, which he has already done. So I thought, why not? I'll do it. And also, I need a video to come out this weekend, as I haven't uploaded in about 2 or 3 weeks. So, yeah, let's just get straight into it. Alrighty, so, what episodes are we dealing with? Percy's Chocolate Crunch, Jack Jumps In, The World's Strongest Engine, Middle Engine, Buffer Bother, Thomas the Jet Engine, Duncan, and Faulty Whistles. So, much like Brave Little Engines, I am going to be reviewing the episodes on their own, as this release is nowhere near as long as The Very Best of Thomas and Friends. So, I'm going to be looking at the episodes once at a time, and just overall give my opinion on them, and so maybe something they could improve on, and just, yeah. Okay, so first off, we have Percy's Chocolate Crunch, the main title episode, although the DVD is called The Chocolate Crunch, but yeah, whatever. The episode itself it's pretty good. It's very notorious for season 6, and as a kid, I'm sure loads of kids thought this. It was really cool to see an engine covered in chocolate, and you wanted to eat it. I don't know if there was anyone who did that. I'm sorry if I just scarred people with an image of somebody eating a train. Whatever. Yeah, the episode is very, very good. This is going to be a recurring theme with season 6. The visuals are pretty bad. The lighting in season 6 and the engines, their paint is just awful. I don't like the matte look on the middle track in this season. Anyway, episode, pretty good. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. Alright, so Jack Jumps In. Yeah, it is good. It is good. It's the first episode to introduce the pack. I do prefer its second counterpart, A Friend in Need. That is a lot better of an episode. Doesn't mean this episode is bad. It is still pretty good. Jack's crash, I guess you could call it a crash, is pretty good. I do find it weird how only Max is in this episode. It's probably because of budget reasons, but it's weird. It is weird. It was confusing. But yeah, the episode itself was pretty good. Introduces a lot of new characters, Kelly, Oliver, Jack, Isabella. Gives them a bit of a kick-off, and then, they get introduced in in their own series in, the pack, Soda Construction Company. Episode itself, pretty good. I don't know if it leaves on a cliffhanger or not. I can't remember. I think it might. But yeah, good episode. I'd probably give it, I'd say a 6 out of 10. World's Strongest Engine. I love this episode. It's very, very good. Any episode with Diesel in the classic series, you can't really go wrong. Seeing Diesel get what he deserves is always good. My boy Henry, he crashes and he comes back right at the end. My guy Henry, come on. Anyway, yeah, the crash is good with Diesel. I always thought there was water underneath, like where Diesel fell, so I thought he would fall in the water, but then he fell on the barge, so I think it was water. Whatever. The crash is very good, as I just said. Everything else about the episode is just very, very good. It is kind of weird to me how Thomas and Percy just sit there and watch Diesel. Like, they don't do shunting or anything, they just watch him. It's kind of weird, but yeah, the episode itself is very, very good. I'd give it probably an 8 out of 10. Right, now, Middle Engine. You're probably all expecting me to just talk trash on the episode for about a minute or two. I'm gonna somewhat defend it in this case. Now, I'm not saying it has no problems. It undeniably has problems, like the Fat Controller blaming Percy even though it was blatantly Henry's fault. That was just BS. And if you've watched Thomas 1/2 Henry 3's video on like the worst classic episodes, the main problems like for him with that episode were because of like what was wrong with like his dub, like the US dub. He was like from America, he watches the US dub. Alec Baldwin, like, the way he said coal cars was repeated throughout the episode for some reason. For the UK, that doesn't happen, so I don't really have much problem with it. The episode itself I actually like, Ari and Bert, as much as they used to be, you know, psychopathic, you know, like cold-blooded killers, you know, Thomas was more educational, not really educational, but more of a mild show after Thomas and the Magic Road, as I'm guessing Diesel 10 might have scared kids, which might have gave the people an idea that they shouldn't be scared anymore, but they changed Ari and Bert. It may be annoying for some people, but I don't really care because, well, I just really don't. The episode, oh my god, I can't speak today. The episode itself, I think, is decent. You know, it's quite comedic to see James just, you know, get what was coming to him. He was being a bit of a knob, and then, you know, he got made into a middle engine. Not much else to say. I think it's a bit overhated, and yeah, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. Alright, so, Buffer Mother, aka the ugliest episode of all time. No, seriously, this episode just looks so ugly. The lighting, the sets, the models, everything just looks so just dry and just grimy. I don't know why, it's just something about, like, this episode, and not even just this episode, season 6 as a whole, it doesn't look very good. Anyway, the episode itself, it's not that good, to be honest with you. Probably because of the fact that, like Thomas Number 2 Henry 3 said, if you whine and mess about, then you'll get what you want. That's pretty much the message. And again, like Thomas Number 2 Henry 3 said, he wants to watch like a 4.5 minute long episode of twins just arguing. No one wants to see that, okay? The episode's bad. Probably give it 5 out of 10. Thomas the Jet Engine. What can I say? It's funny, interesting, entertaining as hell, and it's probably, well, you know what? I would say it's the best episode of season 6. I would go that far. 10 out of 10. It's so, oh mate, it's so good. Please watch it. Duncan. I don't have much to say about this episode. It's okay, I guess. I can barely remember anything about it. All I can remember is the cool ass crash where he goes in the mud. And much like British Chocolate Crunch, I pretended it was chocolate, and I thought, you know, I'd be able to eat it. I was looking, I remember as a kid, I always looked for a set based off Duncan. I could never find one. Oh well. There's probably one in Japan somewhere. I'm guessing there probably is one in Japan. Anyway, yeah, the episode is pretty meh. 5 out of 10. And finally, we have Faulty Whistles, the most forgettable episode of all time. Yet, it's a season finale. Anyway, Faulty Whistles is mediocre. I do like the theme that the organ person, I don't know what he's called, the organ player, the music that he plays when Duncan and him are going across the viaduct and like that. That music is pretty cool, but overall it's pretty meh. I mean, it's forgettable as hell, and season finales should usually be very memorable. Like, I can name them off the top of my head. Season 1, Thomas's Christmas Party. Season 2, Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree. Season 3, Thomas Percy Christmas Adventure. Season 4, Mind That Bike. And just, it's annoying how this is the season finale of season 6. Not an episode like Thomas and the Jet Engine or something like that. It's annoying. Episode, I'd probably give it 4 out of 10. So, overall, do I recommend the DVD? You know what? I'll say yes. Maybe there are some mediocre episodes or some bad ones like Buffer Bother and Faulty Whistles and Middle Engine. But, you know, it's classic Thomas. Can you really blame me? I don't know. I say you do pick this up if you ever get the chance. If you live in the US, you can legit buy it as well. So yeah, it's a win-win. If you like season 6, you'll like this. If you like Thomas, you'll probably like this. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.